Hello everyone, this is Mundan Raghavan, and in this video we are going to see what is response relevancy. In previous video we have seen what is faithfulness. Both comes under the category of answer quality, which means your answer is the core part. Once you take the answer, then if you compare with your context, whether the given answer is coming from the context or not, then that will be faithfulness. Faithfulness not necessarily answering your question, but it makes sure the answer is coming from the given context. On the other hand, response relevancy not necessarily looking for whether it is coming from the context or not. However, it is looking whether your response is answering the given question or not. On today's video, we are going to see response relevancy. As we discussed, both metrics are LLM metrics. That means we need the LLM to judge. In case of response relevancy, we also need the embedding model because in response relevancy, you will compare response and question, and also you need to see the semantic similarity. For that, we will have LLM as well as the embedding model. With this theory point, we will try to understand the code. As we discussed, we will be creating the LLM from the Grok using the model DeepSeek, and also we will be having the embedding model. In case of embedding model, we are using the open source embedding model, which is from Hugging Face Embeddings, and the model name is All Mini LM L6v2. With this, we can directly jump into the code. However, Ragas need the wrapper class. For that, we are using the LangChain LLM wrapper and LangChain embedding wrapper. By using that, now we have the evaluator LLM and evaluator embeddings. Now we are going to the direct sample. In sample, we have the user input as when was the Super Bowl? And the response is the first Super Bowl was held on Jan 15, 1967. When you focus on the response relevancy, you are not looking for the correctness or the faithfulness, whether the given response is answering your user input or not. It was asking when was the first Super Bowl, and the response directly answers that. So that means it is relevant answer. And as usual, we will be creating the scorer response relevancy. As we discussed, we will be providing the evaluator LLM and embeddings. Now we can just call that, and it is a async method. Response relevancy scorer with a singleton score, and the sample data will be given inside. Let's try to execute and see. Now here you can see 0.9 is the maximum, which is very closer to 1. And we have the good score. So that means that the given response is answering the original question. Now the trick is, I will be giving with another response. The first Super Bowl was held on March 10th, 1990. Yes, as per the definition for the response relevancy, given response is answering the user input, which means it will be having the more score, even though the faithfulness is not there because it did not have the correct date and year. So let's try to execute and prove the same. Here you can see, even though the faithfulness is not there, still it is relevant to the question or answering the given question. That's why you are getting again more score 0.9. As per the definition, response relevancy does its job. Let's look for not relevant answer. The question was when was the first Super Bowl? The response is first AFL NFL World Championship was at Los Angeles. Even though it is correct, but it is not relevant to the user input. Let's try to execute and see the output. Here you can see the response score has been reduced to 0.6, which means it is not answering the given question. Even it might be correct as per the context, but we discussed clearly response relevancy considered only user input and the response. And this is the same nature with faithfulness because as we all know, faithfulness looking for the response whether it is coming from the context or not, even though it may not be answering the exact question. Here you can see The first AFL NFL World Championship was an American football. And yes, correct. This is the correct data as per the context, but it's not answering the original question. When was the first Super Bowl? Now, if I execute, I will be getting more faithfulness because it is considering the response, whether it is coming from the given context or not. Let's see. See, here you can see faithfulness score is 1.0, which is maximum, which means the response is coming from the retrieved context. That's what faithfulness finds. Whereas response relevancy finds whether the response is answering your question or not. That's all. It does not consider about the retrieved context. Same like in faithfulness, the response does not consider whether it is answering your question or not. It will be considering whether it is getting from the context or not. So in this demo, we have understood both faithfulness and response relevancy. It clearly shows we need to use both to see the retrieval context and the user input being answered. And this is all about this video, and always be a rainbow in others' cloud.